Hello, in this video we will discuss about the bionic device transplantation working. So in this video we will just understand about the arm working. So the leg, ear, arms, that is the prosthesis control. Prosthesis control means the robotic device can be controlled via our body response. The controlling of the brain can control that device. So how it is work? First of all, we should need to understand the nerve stimulation because it is very important because it is required the depolarization for giving the signal to the brain. So this is the action potential will generate from the nerves and synapse to transmit the signal to the brain and transmit the signal from brain to the away from the brain into the central nervous system with the peripheral nervous system. So this is the resting phase. Resting phase contain inside of the neuron is the negative more charge while the outside is the positive. So the minus 70 millivolt is the resting state of the neuron. So whenever the stimulation will occur, in this way the depolarization will occur, for example touch, pressure, pain, burn, etc. In this way the depolarization will lead to 3 sodium ion will move inside, will lead to positive charge inside rather than the negative charge. And the negative charge will be occur in the outside will lead to depolarization, will lead to cross the threshold from 0 millivolt to the positive 20 millivolt. And in this way the repolarization will again occur and the depolarization will move the signal throughout the axon. So in this way the repolarization will occur in this way the positive 20 millivolt to repolarization into the 0 millivolt to the 70 millivolt minus 70 millivolt. So in this way you can see this is the undershoot. Undershoot means the hyper repolarization will occur. In this way the minus 70 millivolt to again cross to 100 millivolt minus 100 millivolt. And in this way the recovery will be occur again automatically, and in this way the resting phase should be a minus 70 millivolt. That is the important mechanism in the living organism, the naturally for transmission of the signal for controlling of the body part, for example the peripheral part of the body. So here I am drawing the person contain a bionic device, the arm. This is the prosthetic, this is the robotic, and in this way it contain a basically different type of like muscle, but it is the movement and basically on the basis of requirement, on the basis of their situation of the device. So the signal from sensors can feel through sensor can be electrical, and the electrode stimulation the sensory axon. So the sensory axon will transmit the signal to the, here is the peripheral nervous system and bind this electrode, and in this way you can understand here, and this is the motor nerve. And in this way the signal from the sensors in this way transmit the signal to the electrode stimulation, the sensory axon. And on the other hand here you can see the basically is the here is the central nervous system of the brain. So for sensation, so the send the signal through afferent nerves will lead to efferent motor signals to the bind with the electrode recording motor control. And in this way after the recording, the electrode recording the motor control will lead to transmit the signal to the prosthesis control. In this way the prosthesis can be controlled and move on the basis of requirement. For example, when you are picking the glass, so you can feel the pressure, touch and sensation, and in this way the signal from the sensor here as you can understand. So let's understand about the electrode implantation, how it's work. So that it is two type. For example, the electrode will be in the form of cuff. It will be shown in the electrode side here, and in this way the cuff will be surrounding, while here is the electrode is the second one is the electrode side is inserted into the epineurium as well as perineurium of the fascicle. This fascicle is contain nerve. This nerve is contain basically fascicle, the epineurium and perineurium. So remember that thing, this is the insertion of the electrode. Electrode insertion is very important for the depolarization of the nerves, and this depolarization of the nerves will give the signal to the bionic. So the bionic attached can be two types. The device, the prosthetic can attach two types. The socket suspension. In this way, the surface electrode will be applied, and in this way, the movement will be limited. The restricted range of the motion and limited prosthetic control. Basically, the motion is the movement. So remember, on the other hand, the osseointegrated human machine pathway. In this way, the implanted electrodes when implant. So the implanted electrodes when implant. So after the implantation, the under restricted range of motion and improved prosthetic controls. In this way, the improved the prosthetic controls will lead to complete movement. More implanted electrode, when we will implant electrode inside of the muscle, so how it will work, let's begin to understand how implantation will work. So here I am drawing the arm cross section, will contain a muscle as well as bone. So the orange color is bone, yellow color is the neuroma, the nerve. End of the nerve is the neuroma when the cutting of the arm. And on the other hand, here is the abutment will insert and fix. This is the fixer are present. After the fixation in the bone, into the bone marrow inside, in this way the connector is attached, and the wire which that is gives the epimysial electrode as well as the cuff electrode which that is surrounded the neuron. And this detection with a different passage, for example, when you will want to contract the muscle but the muscle is not incomplete in muscle, prosthetic is added. So the prosthetic will work when give the signal to the muscle to the prosthetic as well as the nerve to the prosthetic. So let's begin to understand the working mechanism. The working mechanism here is I am drawing the brain and bionic arm, which that is the peripheral nerves, which that is motor nerve, transmit the signal when you want to move the prosthetic arm. And in this way, the sensory neuron will sense the signal when you will touch. So after this, it will be transmit the signal and recording through a peripheral nerve, the motor nerve. The motor commands detection, the efferent signals. After the detection of the efferent signals, decoding, not afferent, efferent. So decoding mean the decode the motor intent. After the decoding the motor intent, the controlling will be occur. In this way, the prosthesis control system will occur. In this way, the execution means the movement of bionic prosthetic arm. The movement after complete the read the sensor means output from arm. It means you can fix and you can adjust the sensation, and force pressure sensation will lead to prosthesis control system. For example, when you will want to move with more force or more pressure, so on the basis of requirement the bionic will move and convert to a series of pulses. The series of pulses will lead to electrical stimulation, afferent signals. This afferent signal with the peripheral nerve, which that give the signal to the sensory nerve with sensation to lead to give the brain signal for sensation and give the satisfaction after the done the mission of movement. So the electrode insertion mean the electrode changes charges in neuron to stimulation, action potential, triggering to the brain, lead to sensation of touch, pressure and response. Whenever the touch will be when you will more touch or more give the pressure, you will feel the more pressure through the same mechanism like a naturally, but it is not too much natural because the natural thing is natural, but it will be work and integration. The science can be improved these prosthetics and move like a original part of the body like organ. For example, arm, original arm when move. So in this way we have discussed about the bionic device in transplant, and the electrode implantation, as well as the working mechanism. And we have also discussed about the action potential, naturally the nerve stimulation. So thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like and share if you like this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.